band MacMahon. Tim MacMahon, thank you so much for stopping by NBA Today. You just wrapped up shoot-around a couple of hours ago, and you learned something interesting about the big man matchup in this series. Tell us more.
Howdy, Malika. Talked to Isaiah Hartenstein. He was briefly on the Nuggets roster before he really established himself as a rotation player in the NBA. Just a half a season, but he credited that time with helping him evolve, with helping him really develop as a passer, being able to not only watch Joker, but pick his brain and understand, hey, you can get the ball to guys when they might not even look open. And the thing about it is, if a guy's not looking at Joker defensively, his man's open. That's how good of a passer Joker is. Now, that's one little tip that Hartenstein's given his teammates as far as trying to defend Joker. I asked him, though, scrimmaging against him, did you pick up any tips? Did you pick up any tricks you might be able to use against him in the series? He said, not really. First of all, training camp Joker and Joker in games are two completely different beasts.
Right.
But he talked about just how much of a mental challenge it is, because Joker's the type of dude you can perfectly execute the game plan, and he's knocking down a 20-foot Sombor shuffle in your face. You just have to be able to kind of, tip your cap and keep it moving. The good news for OKC is they've got a similar dude. They've got their own MVP candidate who can also be just as demoralizing to an opposing defense.
Well, clearly Hartenstein's picked up a thing or two from Jokic because he's averaging a career high in assists this year. Tim MacMahon, thank you so very much. You mentioned the battle of the MVPs. This series has a double dose of MVP candidates, and we have a double dose of our breakdown superstars to meet that moment. Chiney, take it away.
Let's go, you guys. My partner in crime is here. So, Drea, do you want to do a cheat sheet with me?
Yes,
Let's do it. Let's do this. This is a matchup of MVPs. Jokic, obviously a three-time winner, and SGA likely to snag his first award. So, Drea, typically what we do is Drea takes the guards, and I take the most important position, the post.
Now, you know what? See, I was really with you, and I was really excited until you had to do all that.
That's
You
right.
didn't have to do all that.
Do your thing, sis.
Now, I know they don't play the same position, but we do get SGA against Jokic for one reason: ball screens. And the key to SGA having success when Jokic is in ball screens is to get Nikola Jokic moving backwards. Watch that foot. He steps backwards. It is game over because of the way SGA can change speeds and accelerate. This is in transition. What is Jokic doing? He was moving backwards, playing through contact. SGA is unafraid the way he attacks the rim and the way he attacks the Joker. Here, inside out slippery. What's Nikola Jokic doing? Moving backwards. Again, that inside out. SGA taps it right back to himself and then glides to the rim. That's also through contact. Ball screen action is huge. And here, you've got to give Jokic credit. He was sliding those puppies, as Perk would like to say. But the way SGA can stop on the dime, so tough to guard.
So in that game, how many points did SGA
He
have?
had 40 points.
Okay, and
in
who
that
won the game?
And the Thunder won.
Well, the following game, this man dropped 35, and they got the win. This matchup is actually split in the regular season. But watch Jokic. What my eyes are on is the fact that he averaged 29.6 points in the regular season, which means double teams come. SGA, I'm sorry to pick on you, but then he drops the dime. Again, averaged a triple-double, 10.2 assists. Once again, he has a short court. This is him literally playing offense versus the entire Thunder squad. He attacks off the dribble, has them going backwards, Drea. The whole squad is there, and his size is too good. He has that beautiful floater. But, of course, in this last possession here, we all know they're going to have the Jamal Murray-Jokic pick and roll. But what I love is that Russ, he's not necessarily a three-point shooter. He cuts. That's good offense. But then he's unselfish as well. Yeah. Gets it back to the Joker. So this is a match.
They're so good. They're so good.
But honestly, these numbers are staggering. When it comes to Nikola Jokic, in wins, right? 29, 19 rebounds per game, 12 assists versus the Thunder. He will have to do all of that and then some, because in the losses, it looks regular schmegular, but Jokic's regular schmegular is like an all-star year for anybody else.
It's not official, but this will be the first meeting between the top two MVP candidates, well done, since 2017, Russell Westbrook and James Harden. So obviously, as these two just laid out, Danny, SGA, Jokic are going to demand a ton of attention here. So what could be the maybe little difference in this series?
I think, most of the games to me are won and lost with the role players. And for Denver to have a chance, it's going to have to be with Russ, Jamal Murray, of course, MPJ.
He knows these nets.
Russ has to shoot like he did against the Clippers. If he shoots like that, they have a chance. But, to me, they don't have enough depth. OKC has too many guys coming off the bench. Isaiah Joe, Alex Caruso, you have Lou Dort, all those other guys, Wiggins. There's a list of long of guys outside of their stars with J-Dub and Shea. They're just too deep. It's hard. It's going to be hard for the Nuggets to beat this team.
You've played in these series. The rest versus rust, Rust, not Russ, but
Yes.
rest versus rust.
Yeah.
When you've been off since last Saturday, the Thunder have been sitting, chilling, waiting for their opponent. Does that play a factor at
It
all?
definitely does. And I think that's where Denver has somewhat of an advantage. They could jump on them early if they can. It's going to take probably OKC a quarter or two to get back into rhythm, maybe a game or two. This is where the veteran team has to take advantage. Guys like Russ, MPJ, Aaron Gordon, they may be a little bit fatigued, but they have to, kind of push through themselves a little bit to try to get a little lead early on so they can have some type of advantage. Right now, OKC is fresh, but they're also going to be a little rusty. That's my prediction for the first two games.
Do you guys feel like the pressure is on OKC? One, it's for SGA to make a statement to say, like, I earned the award. I am the guy this year.
Yeah.
But also, they went in. They got Chet Holmgren healthy.
Yeah.
They chose to get Isaiah Hartenstein, who was valuable, especially at this time of the postseason last year for the Knicks. Now you say we bolstered the center position because they look at the West and they say we need to have decent enough centers to be able to go up against, the Jokic's or the Goberts or at the time, Anthony Davis. Like, now they have all the pieces. Don't you feel like that could be the X factor, the center position?
100%. But I mean, there's so many other factors that come. Isaiah Hartenstein, he's very good at what he does. He has a lot to guard, a lot to hold with Jokic. But there's so many other pieces that come into play when it comes to that. And Chet, it's a big series for him. Coming back from injury from last year and proving himself against a team like this. They're the 1 seed, and they're supposed to beat this team, right? They have 18 games above them in the finishing standing. So, yes, all the pressure is on OKC.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, talk about OKC. They've been the best team in the West, and they've been arguably one of the best teams in the entire league all season long. So everybody is looking to see what OKC is going to do. They should be rested. They have a ton of pieces. They have a ton of weapons. To me, it's OKC's defense that really can take a stand in this series. Because defense comes from what? Defense comes from energy. Defense comes from effort. You are that well rested, even if you're not hitting shots because of rust, that's fine. What can they lean into, and what's been great for them all season long is their defense.
Absolutely.
What did the Nuggets struggle with in their losses to the Clippers? Turnovers.
Yeah.
They had 20 turnovers. They might have had 14 turnovers in Game 6, but the Clippers scored 23 points off of those 14 turnovers. So OKC leaning into their well-rested defense, to me, and the Nuggets taking care of the ball. It seems like a small thing, but it could be huge.
Not to mention the Nuggets, they love to attack the paint. They like to get out in transition. What is OKC great at? They are great at protecting the paint and stopping you from getting out in transition. So OKC should be able to figure some things out against a tired Nuggets team here. The first round of the playoffs is complete, but the highlights, they live forever. So what do you say, friends? Let's check out a little top of the top brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. Danny, we start with the top plays of the round, top posters.
Okay.
Alperen Sengun.
Sanguini.
I'm so
Come
mad.
here, Draymond.
I was in the
Defensive Player of the Year.
You were there for that?
I was there, and that's the moment I thought we were going to win Game 1.
Oh, you thought
Hurt feelings. Hurt feelings.
Probably should have, honestly.
Still a nice moment. And then next up, Miles Turner throwing it down.
Anytime a big
God.
skips, grabs the ball and skips is like,
That's nasty.
Skippity-doo-dah.
For the
we
Legos.
remember, we can't run the Bills up.
This is
Yeah,
my
don't talk
Lego
about my
set.
Legos like that. And then we got Anthony Edwards sizing up Jackson Hayes in the middle.
Oh my
It's the
goodness.
way he brought it back, yes.
2 hands with the contact.
It's a back scratcher first.
Come on.
Just blows.
Woo-hoo-hoo. All right, we have top absurdity, although if that's not absurd, I'm not really sure what is. Steph Curry against the
It's
Rockets.
the shot. I was there too.
Sinead's just,
This was insane.
Yeah. Everyone in the arena was like, there's no way. And then it was like, what?
You see how he turned the ball in his hands? How he spins it?
Found the laces.
I'm
You know all
triggered.
about that, Danny Green.
Best shooter in the game.
We'll stay in H-Town for you, though, Sinead.
Why?
Okay,
That was a tough
Jalen.
finish. That was a
Got
tough
some good highlights for you, kid.
Switch hands, patted him with the left. That's not
He
easy.
had
Did you
an
guys see
amazing
that?
game,
Did I tell
too.
everybody what you said in the group chat yesterday?
What did I say?
No? Okay, well.
I was gonna say, this is going
Don't
to
air me
get
out.
dangerous quickly.
I love my
Russell
squad.
Westbrook with the steal and then the dunk.
And then get you a tag.
Well, sometimes you just got to do a little pull-up.
Cuss him
Let
out.
him know.
Andrea tried to get me to do
Cuss out
pull-ups in a
everybody.
workout one time. It didn't go well for me.
You did a few.
It didn't go well.
Tell him to go home.
Last but certainly not
Gravity.
least, the top of the top. This is the clutch moment.
Oh, this.
What the hell?
Oh, the ISOs.
What the hezzy? Get him to the right hand.
Good job.
Would he be the Giant Slayer?
And the fact that he eliminated the
King
Bucks
Slayer?
with that,
And then Pops came out and told him about it, too.
Yeah, Giant Slayer's cool.
and then he jumped on the
Oh,
scorer's
this was
table
it,
as
though.
well.
Oh, my God.
Slide to the
MJS.
left.
MJ, Byron Russell, y'all remember that play?
Yes.
A little push, but, you know,
Nah.
Good
that
move.
that was
Good move.
beautiful.
Yeah, that was just the
got his
skates.
ankles.
And then the play of the
Iconic.
first round so far, I think we can all say this is the play of the playoffs.
Air Gore dunk.
Yep.
The
Thank you
air gore
very
dunk.
much.
I think that
Well,
we're
that's it,
officially
the air gore
patenting
dunk, yeah.
air gore dunk. The putback game winning slam, going to the Hawkeye technology just to make sure And
the
there you have it.
celebration.
So the first round, it's a thing of the past. We look ahead to the semis now. The Celtics, the Knicks, they play tonight, followed by Game 1 of the Nuggets and the Thunder. Chiney, which of these series, if you had to pick, do you think we're going to see a sweep?
No.
Between those two?
None. When you get to this level in the playoffs, there are no sweeps, in my opinion, yeah.
No sweeps?
No sweeps.
But which is more likely to sweep?
You say.
I'm gonna go Celtics.
Yeah.
Because they're the more veteran team. I think
Oh.
OKC is a little more immature, so if there were a team to sweep, it would be the Celtics. But I don't think there's going to be sweeps either.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah.
think so. I think the Celtics, they're always sort of, there's always sort of one, and I do
Long
think that
averages with the
Jokic,
threes.
They'll go cold, yeah.
But
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Think I'm gonna try to wear, I pull up long range. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's NBA, I'm a ESPN.